You're listening to the Sports Hit List by the fans for the fans on Suffolk Radio. The truth doesn't get me upset. It's when disrespect gets me upset. And it's a matter of, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it because WWE is one of those topics that people are like, oh, it's not really sports, so why are you covering it? So we're not going to spend too much time talking about it. But Tom made a list of top 10 superstars all time, and he did not include
an objective list.
An objective list, which is a fair list. I disagree with his list. But he did not. Shawn Michaels did not crack his top 10. And can you tell the fans, please, what are your top 10?
My whole top 10?
Yes, please, real quick.
Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, John Cena, Stone Cold, The Rock, The Undertaker, Bruno Sammartino, Macho Man Randy Savage, Bret Hart, Triple H.
And no Shawn.
Shawn would be number 11.
Shawn would not be number 11. Triple H comes off that list. You need to take Triple H off the list, and that's the one I've been arguing with you. I can't argue anybody else. I can't argue Ric Flair. I can't argue John Cena. I can't argue Hulk Hogan. I can't argue Bret Hart. I could, but Bret is the best technical wrestler. You get that one. You get everybody else. Triple H is the only one that you can argue because if you're talking in terms of pure wrestling and pure entertainment, Shawn is better than Triple H. I'm sorry. And I love Triple H. I love the Cerebral Assassin. I love the whole gimmick. I love the Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the one he came in with when he won King of the Ring. I love the entire push. I loved his matches with Slop Bucket. What's the guy's name? Henry Godwin or Goodwin.
Okay, yeah.
Early Triple H, I loved it. I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite and say I didn't. At the same time, Shawn put on better matches. Shawn's the reason why there was a DX that saved Triple H's career because he was in the whole Click thing where he took the heat for that, and he was in the doghouse for a while. Finally DX resurrected his career. Shawn's the reason there was a Click. Shawn was an entertainer. He made losing look good. There's no reason why he can't be in the top 10 for Triple H.
He brought swag, man. He
was the Heartbreak Kid. He was the showstopper. He was the main event. He had 3 groundbreaking matches, inaugural matches. He had the Hell in a Cell match, he had the Iron Man match, and he had the first ever ladder match. So 94, 96, and 1997. So there's no way. And Shawn was able to resurrect his career after a major injury. He came back and had a great run up until from 2003 to 2010 in his mid-40s. And Triple H is only wrestling part-time. He's not even wrestling full-time like Shawn was. And Shawn was still able to go there and sacrifice and have headlining WrestleMania matches after WrestleMania matches. And I can sit here and list all of those. I'm not disrespecting Triple H. I'm just saying Shawn goes over Triple H. I'm sorry.
Triple H goes over Shawn. He won 14 world titles to Shawn's 4. Triple H had amazing matches with Cactus Jack, with Stone Cold. He had amazing matches throughout his career. Triple H ruled Raw for 3 years where he was the top guy and no one else could even touch him. Not only that, he has been a top guy his whole career, main events in many WrestleManias, won 2 Royal Rumbles. He won a King of the Ring, like you said, himself. Triple H created NXT in 2013 and has been the spearhead and figurehead of NXT since then. That grows the brand, that grows the wrestlers. Everyone objectively says that NXT has the best in-ring talent out of anyone, and I think that does count for his legacy as a wrestler. I think that does make him more well-known. He has continued his career in an authority figure and been a main character on television for many, many years, even past his prime of wrestling, and he still wrestles at every WrestleMania, whereas Shawn is retired. Triple H had a longer career, a general in the ring, one of the best politicians backstage of all time. Like you said, he married the boss's daughter. He will be running the WWE. He's been whenever he's been injured, he's come back. He's fought through injuries. I just think he deserves the number 10 spot for all he does and his legacy. I think Shawn Michaels may be better than him a little bit at wrestling. I think Triple H is a little more entertaining than Shawn Michaels. I think Triple H kind of carried DX and made the DX that everyone thinks about with Chyna, with Road Dogg, and with Billy Gunn. Not only that, when Shawn was the top guy between 95 and 97, TV ratings were at the lowest they've ever been, and house draw numbers were at the lowest they've ever been. Shawn Michaels, as WWE champion, drew less people to a WWE show than Jinder Mahal did. And we know no one knows Jinder Mahal or thinks he's any good.
Listen, I'm not going to sit... Did it stop? Yeah, it's okay. I'm not going to sit here and... You made some fair points. I'm not going to sit here and say you didn't. At the same time, again and again, the points that you make in terms of politicking, that has nothing to do with in-ring ability. That has nothing to do with being a wrestler.
But it does give you 14 titles.
It gave him 14 championships, but that still has nothing to do with what was that? That's Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
Sure
good.
thing.
It just said, can you lock up, please?
Okay, sure thing. I'm not sitting here and disagreeing with everything that you just said. I just feel like Shawn did more in ring ability, in more storyline ability, and being able to transcend and being able to work with anyone. Triple H was difficult to work with because he wasn't putting certain situations, putting certain guys over. He wasn't going to put over he didn't put over Sting, which he should have at WrestleMania. We knew that wasn't going to happen. He didn't put over Booker T. He wasn't going to put over any WCW guys. So what makes, because
What
of the fact.
WCW guys did Shawn put over?
Say it again? What opportunities? Shawn was already retired at the time. He wasn't really fighting any WCW guys in his main
Okay,
events.
but I mean, if you look at his, like I said, when he had the title, he never created a new star. He never put anyone over. Before WrestleMania 13, he'd rather quit the company, saying he lost his smile, than what they had agreed. He was going to win the title from Brett at 96, WrestleMania 12, and he was going to drop it to Brett at 13 in 97. And instead of dropping it to Brett and do the right thing, he said, no, I'm quitting. I've lost my smile. I don't want to do this anymore. And he left. To which, after WrestleMania, he came back. So that's why heading into WrestleMania 15 in 1998, when he was supposed to drop it to Stone Cold, which he did, Undertaker was sitting right by the entrance, wrapping his hands up, telling Shawn, if you don't do business, I'm going to kick your butt.
Why? Because Shawn wasn't really going to drop it to...
Shawn was complaining. He said he wasn't going to do it. He said he wasn't going to have the match. He didn't want to drop it to Stone Cold. Even though Shawn's back was ruined, he thought he should have the title. And it's that kind of stuff that really brought Shawn below Triple H. Because say what you want about Triple H, he fosters new talent, and he's always trying to cultivate new wrestlers in the WWE.
Now he does because of his new position, because he's the COO, not because
That's
he wants
true.
to. It's
But
not
I mean, you
because
can
it was
look in the mid-2000s with Evolution. He brought up Randy Orton. He brought up Batista. He made them main event stars.
No, that's true too. But Shawn was also part of the reason Triple H was able to elevate Triple H. Who did that? It was Shawn. Shawn elevated Triple H to main event status by creating DX. No?
Shawn gave Triple H that avenue, but when Shawn left, they didn't know if DX was going to continue. Triple H took over, was the head of DX, the McMahon-Helmsley era, that whole thing where he started winning his titles. Shawn wasn't around when Triple H won his first heavyweight title. He won it in 1999.
That's because he was hurt. He had back problems.
Okay.
He didn't come back till 2002,
but
and
it's not
even
like
then.
Shawn put Triple H over and lost the title to him and gave him the title.
Whoa, say that again?
It's not. I'm saying it's not like Shawn put Triple H over and gave him the title.
He did put Shawn over. He did put him over. Didn't Shawn drop the title, the World Heavyweight Championship, to Triple H after he beat him in? Shawn won it in Elimination Chamber, and then
Yes.
Triple H won it
I'm
back,
saying
right?
to begin Triple H's career in '99. But yes, he did drop it to Triple H in 2002.
Right.
2003.
That's because Triple H was still a mid card at that point.
No, Triple H was top of the.
When he was first in DX, he was a top dog then.
When he was first in TX, no. But when in 2000,
But that's when he was with Triple H.
But in 2002, when Shawn dropped the title to him, Triple H was already established.
But that had nothing to do with Shawn. He was with Shawn when he was still up and coming, though. Shawn was the one who helped his career by creating DX. Is my point.
Okay.
The other thing is Shawn also started the Attitude Era with DX.
That's arguable.
How?
You could say
When did the Attitude Era start?
I would say when Stone Cold said Austin 3:16 says I just whooped your butt, and that was the King of the Ring before that, and then really was the Montreal Screwjob. But if you go back and you watch some tapes from '97, people are chanting for Austin. People wanted Austin. Austin won the Royal Rumble that year, but things got messed up with Shawn Michaels losing his smile, and Vince decided to go with Undertaker
You know
versus
what?
Psycho Sid.
We could sit here and debate this all the time you want to, but
I'm saying Shawn, he just didn't draw anybody. As soon as Shawn dropped the title to Austin at WrestleMania 15, the ratings never went below 4. Then they climbed up to 5 and 6. Before that, when Shawn had the title and when Shawn was the main focus of WWE,
he was the main focus
mid-twos.
for like 2 years, not even.
And that's when they had their worst ratings.
They had their worst ratings because they were at the Monday Night Wars. It's just being in the
Monday
right
Night Wars went to 2001 though.
Being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Shawn wasn't there for those later years, but he started that in '97 when they started picking up the ball. Shawn was at the head of that, and he was at the head of that. I'm not saying, and I disagree with you. The Attitude Era did not start with Stone Cold's words. The Attitude Era started with DX. You make the rules, and we will break them.
Okay.
That's when it started.
The Attitude Era started with Vince McMahon saying we don't want to insult your intelligence anymore. We want to give you a real product. That was right after the Montreal Screwjob when Vince had his black eye. So Vince being that
Listen, I'm
heel
getting the wrap-up
authority
signal.
figure,
We can continue this in part 2
Vince
and part
getting
3.
that heel authority figure was the perfect foil for
We have
Stone
to make
Cold.
this an actual.
He wouldn't
real
have been a foil for.
You know what? I have a new idea. We're going to make this a real segment, and we'll continue it with more Sports Hitless
We'll
content.
invite John Lynch to talk about it. You guys could gang up on me.
No, we're not going to gang up on you. It's all fair game. But thank you guys for joining me on another edition of the Sports Hitless. John, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, man.
You had
Honored.
fun?
Oh,
John, what do you think about
Blessed.
Shawn Michaels?
love Shawn Michaels.
one cares.
Honestly. Wow, bro, it's the Heartbreak Kid, bro. You need some sweet shit music.
Yeah,
That's what
he
you
does.
need.
Yeah, he does.
That's what you need.
Yeah, thank you, John. Thank you, John. Hopefully you'll join us on another show, man.
I'd love it.
I'm too high of a pedigree to get you.
But again, thank you guys for listening to the Sports Hit List by the fans and for the fans. Weeknights at 7 o'clock on Suffolk Internet Radio, sccir.com. You can find the Sports Hit List podcast on SoundCloud, the Sports Hit List. You could like us on Facebook, the Sports Hit List. You could follow us on Instagram at SportsHL. You could also subscribe to us on YouTube, the Sports Hit List, and we also have a blog on WordPress. So please subscribe to that. It's just by the fans. It's by the fans. We're all sports fans for fans. So please definitely engage in the content. Thank you for listening, and listen to us next week. And again, weeknights, you can find all the segments on Suffolk Radio. Take care. This is radio and TV Professor Carl Coulanges, and I'd like to thank you for listening to the Sports Hit List on Suffolk County Community College Internet Radio. Be sure to catch us weeknights at 7 p.m. For more Hit List content, subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook and the Sports Hit List. Follow us on Instagram at SportsHL.